It was sloppy, but a
Oh
win is a
man,
win.
that what a doozy this one was. I was sitting at the edge of my
You know,
seat, waiting for it to end.
You know that second quarter had some people worried. You definitely know that it was like, oh my God, do not tell me right now.
Yeah, I mean, Charlotte is just so bad. I'm like, man, like we literally, I mean, have to like not show up. Maybe play 5-on-3 to lose this game, but give credit to Charlotte. Yeah, they were hanging in there, and Miles Bridges was doing his thing. It did look like the Knicks had that back to back legs on them after they came out with a spirited effort in the first quarter. Like you kind of felt that energy from Cap and Cat. Jalen's he had the first shot attempt. Karl Anthony Towns had the first score, and you just kind of felt that aggression from them carrying over from the frustration that was last night's loss to the Celtics. So I thought it was good on them to set that tone, but you could also see where their legs, especially defensively, they kind of looked a little stuck in the mud. The pace was much slower. Chris Gent, the assistant coach at halftime, said, we got to pick things up and lead with their defense. And I thought that's what they did, because in the third quarter, you saw some more spirited, in the second half of the third quarter, rather, you saw some more spirited defense. They had a sequence where it almost seemed like they had like 3 blocks in a row that led to points. One by Josh Hart, one by Huckamania, Ariel Huckporty, and then I believe the third one was it Mikal Bridges or Karl Anthony
Mikal Bridges.
That Mikal Bridges. So that seemed to stabilize them a little bit, and then fourth quarter, LaMelo starts chucking, and McNeely starts hitting threes, and Charlotte would make it a little interesting, just a very little interesting. But Knicks were able to pull ahead, man. Your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, this was you could definitely say that this was a game where you see the Knicks were playing the second night of a back-to-back. They did enough offensively in this one to win it. The Hornets are just an awful team, man.
Yeah.
But look, even with their tired legs and some of the miscues that they had, they show you how talented they are. But if anybody, man, that you're looking at, it's a good bounce back game for Jalen Brunson. He went 9-16 from the field, got you 26 points tonight, 7-8 from the free throw line, got you 5 dimes. 2 turnovers, but he got you 3 steals as well. But this was a more phenomenal night, after, some of the miscues that he had last night against the Celtics. This was a great night for Karl Anthony Towns. Really imposed his will against the lowly Hornets. Went 13-23 from the field, 35 points, 3 of 7 from downtown, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Got 18 boards, my man, and 5 assists.
Boards.
So, yeah, man, I thought he did a solid job finding cutters. Will work in the high post tonight. One that you can even go back to was in the first quarter, finding Josh Hart, who was cutting baseline. I thought he did a good job tonight. Even more continuing that strong game that he had against the Celtics. Obviously, we know the ups and downs that he had in that one. Really played a better second half against the Celtics, and that just carried over tonight against the Charlotte Hornets. And just looking for him to continue this against the Utah Jazz. And then the another rematch. We don't know if it will be the final rematch, but against the Orlando Magic, man, on Sunday.
Yeah, that is correct. Karl Anthony Towns, our player of the game, 35 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists for the Big Bodega, 3 of 7 from downtown, a plus 20 on the night in 39 minutes. And as I said to open the show, this was an accountability game for Karl Anthony Towns, who, yes, the numbers certainly were there in the Celtics loss, but the decision-making was questionable. We did call him out. We put that clip out there because that was a hot topic of conversation, and you could see it. So, this is what wasn't us picking on him. He saw it. He knew he had a bad game. He knows what the conversations are out there. And you could see a guy who held himself accountable to deliver this win for this team. And he just kind of looked at the shot diet where, yeah, we love when he shoots the threes, but 7 of the 26 attempts were from outside. Everything else was inside. You had nobody in there that could handle you, similar to last night. And I thought he made a concerted effort to really go in there and dominate. But then, as you said, seeing some of those passes out of that pinch post area, man, it was beautiful. You love to see it. I want to see more of it, more of the Knicks cutting off of Towns, operating out of that pinch post area, man. He's a good passer. Like, really tap into that. To open things up offensively, and they did that. And then, with Captain Clutch, a quiet 20, what do you have, 26? Quiet 26 for Jalen, and an efficient quiet 26 for Jalen. 9 of 16 from the field. As he said, 5 dimes. I thought Cap had another level to get to, but, he did enough tonight for his team to win. And that was that from the big two, man. He had 61 points between Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. They combine for 22 of 39. 22 of 39 from the field from the Knicks stars tonight.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see your top two guns out there just performing at a high level. And look, even if it's a quiet 26 for Jalen Brunson, he needed to get back into rhythm after having, a bad game against the Celtics. So you just like to see the efficiency from him tonight and just doing what he's capable of doing, utilizing, his pivots, utilizing his footwork just to get into the basket, and then playing with aggression and utilizing his strength to keep guys off balance. So look, man, both of them did a solid job tonight. And this is look, even with how uneven the game was tonight, you still like to see these guys bounce back, get on the winning side of things, because when it builds confidence and they're able to work out whatever miscues they had against the Celtics and continue to build on what Mike Brown is preaching, which is a lot of the off-ball movement that we're seeing, man. And that's something that is very encouraging offensively, is seeing everybody from Brunson down to Towns just moving off ball, looking to cut down the middle of the lane and get some easy passes, even baseline. And that's what you want to see from a team like this, man, just so that they can continue to operate offensively, because I'll say for myself, I do believe this team can reach another gear offensively. So just like seeing that these guys are capable of doing that against, a terrible Hornets team, man. Like, damn.
It's brutal.
LaMelo.
It's brutal.
Dude,
LaMelo looked bad even in the 40-point heaves that he made.
Dude,
I looked at the 3-point makes. I was like, bro, this guy's brutal.
The jump shots that he's making, like he looks like, you ever see like little kids when they try to shoot the ball, like they're kicking their legs up? He's looking like that. The one to end, I forget if it was the second or third quarter. I think it was the second quarter, and he's like, it was the second quarter. He's just tweening, like, oh yeah, man, look how much sauce I can go around here, man. Then he drives and he just goes out of bounds. I'm like, bruh, someone's got to rein this guy in.
Yeah,
someone's got to rein this guy in, because it is just awful basketball watching him play at times, man. It's like there's a lot of talent there, but it is just awful.
LaMelo is just out. He's brutal, man. He's brutal, man. Look, he gets his stats, he gets his numbers. How impactful he is, well, I think it's indicative of Charlotte's record. So they've got a lot of work to do, but certainly not our problem. Who's your role player of the game tonight now? Who do you think, man?
This is a good one.
Yeah.
Who do I think the role player of the game is tonight? I'm going to go with Mikal Bridges.
I like how you think, man. I like how you think.
I'm going with Mikal Bridges. I thought, once again, look, he didn't have I'm not looking for him to have the heater that he had last night against the Boston Celtics. But what he continues to do, CP, on the season is play efficiently and play effectively on both ends of the court. Tonight, you see him go 7 of 14 from the field, get 16 points, 2 of 7 from downtown. He gets 4 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. He's all over the place defensively. This is a good team for him just to match up defensively. Not a lot of guys who are built like Brown or any one of those, brawly guys that can just body him. But, in games like this, he's able to show that versatility, able to use his wingspan, able to catch up with guys, get blocks. And I thought tonight he showed how effective he is on both ends of the court. So Mikal Bridges is going to be my role player of the game for this one.
Yeah, likewise. I thought 50 Cal did what he had to do. And, he's becoming that security blanket as a third option, with kind of, buttressing Downs and Brunson and with no OG out. You know what I mean? He's kind of becoming like their bailout guy when the offense gets stuck in the mud. And, Breen and Clyde talked about it on the telecast, and it's very noticeable in every game. Sometimes, man, some of the threes he takes, and he's still moving. And, you're watching it, and you're like, yo, nah, this ain't a good shot. And it's just money. It doesn't even touch the rim. You got to give him a lot of credit, because last year when we were talking about, his jumper, he's going to fix his motion, what's going on with it and all of this. And then, he's not only on the money and efficient, but he's hitting some tough shots out there and looking very fluid doing it.
Yeah, man. Oh, I mean, let's even go back to yesterday's game where he was just running and pulling up, just drilling three, sidestepping, running up in transition. He's hitting some difficult shots, man. And like this is a guy who we were complaining about last year. Like, hey, you're gonna step up, man. Like they traded a lot for you. The play is very uneven, but you're seeing that for some guys, CP, like some guys just need to touch the rock. They got to bring it up. They got to be involved in the offense, being that initiator, and him being that initiator more so than he was last year. You can see he's more comfortable because like he gets a feel for the basketball. Like,
Yeah.
and some guys just need to do that in order to get some confidence and just let their game unfold because you got to be given that room for creativity. And now he's been given that by Mike Brown. And with that, he's just rolled with it. And now when you get to see him just continuously play efficient basketball on a night-to-night basis, it's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, CP, his effective field goal percentage is through the roof right now. His effective field goal percentage is 64%. Like, that is skyrocketing. Like that's how effective he is and how efficient he is. And if you went just down to even true shooting, let me just pull that up right here. If you go down to true shooting, which includes the free throws, it's 66%, man. 66% is how he's playing. So whether it's getting to the free throw line, even though I would like to see him do that more so, or just getting to the mid range, knocking down threes, finishing layups, doing whatever at this point. The guy is playing at such a high and effective level, and it's been so consistent. You don't get 66% true shooting percentage, or 60 was what I say 60. Why am I losing now? 64% just effective field goal percentage. You don't do that just by like sleeping. He seriously has made a concerted effort this offseason to play a different style, and Mike Brown's empowering that. So kudos to both of them, man.
Let's get to the key stats of the night, man. Brought to you by Cafe Du Monde. 48% from the field. Knicks shoot tonight out compared to 40 for the Hornets. Both teams shooting bricks from downtown. 32% for the Knicks, 31 for the Hornets. Hornets a little bit better than the Knicks from the charity stripe, going 90% to the Knicks 85%. Tied up on the rebounds. Again, another surprising stat there, given that the Knicks went into war with Towns and Hart. They had Huck, they had Yabusele, all those guys, but hey, still tied on the rebounding battle. But the Knicks did get him on the assist edge, 28-19, so 28 assists for the Knicks on 42 made field goals. Kept the turnovers fairly low, only 9 tonight, leading to 11 Hornets points, and they were able to turn the Hornets over. We talked about Mikal Bridges and his stocks earlier. Well, 13 Hornet turnovers led to 22 Knicks points. Knicks also got out and transitioned pretty well tonight, 22-7. Dominated points in the paint, as you'd expect, led by the big bodega Karl-Anthony Towns, 54-40. Largest lead of the night, 22 for the Knicks. A wire-to-wire victory. Your thoughts?
Yeah, good night for the Knicks. I mean, they won the assist battle, which I like to see, man. They were just moving the rock with the purpose tonight. And it was just great to see, considering they've been, especially after the Celtics, it was a little stagnant at times, so it needed a lot more heroics. But tonight, the big thing that stood out to me was just shooting well from the field and the free throw line. A good bounce back for the Knicks in that manner. Like seeing them work the rebounds again, even though they tied with the Hornets, they were still able to get second chance opportunities and get their points in the paint. 54-40, as you mentioned, 27-21 when it came to second chance opportunities. Fantastic. But the fast breaks, man, just getting out in transition and looking like the younger team, 22-7. That's what you like to see, man. Get those easy points, make it nice and fun. Karl-Anthony Towns having a good time getting a reverse out in transition. So, it's a good night when the big bodega is putting some flair with his dunks.
Yeah, no doubt. The three-point shooter getting a little dunk contest activity going there at the Garden. So great job by Karl-Anthony Towns. I'll go with the defense, man. I'll go with the defense. Even though, they kept these guys hanging around, they were still able to turn these guys over. I like the sequence in the third quarter where the Knicks had back-to-back block shots and started to pull away a little bit, even though, LaMelo and those guys got pretty desperate in the fourth and started, chucking and making tough shots there. But overall, I thought the defense was, good enough tonight. Charlotte, not a good shooting team overall, but Knicks were able to turn them over and generate some points out of that. And especially on a night when your three-pointers aren't falling, it's still good to mix up the offensive arsenal in that type of way, and the Knicks were able to do that. So I'll go there for our key stats of the night, Al. I'll go there for our key stats of the night, man. All right, so to everybody in the chat, once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. KFTV Postgame Live, CP the Franchise, Alex Rotaros in the building. And hey, Al, as we mentioned the key stats of the night, and we also mentioned New Orleans. It's a good time to talk about our second sponsor of the day, and that is Z-Biotics. All right, because if you're going to New Orleans for the holidays, for your special gatherings, your dinners, your celebrations, listen, for a lot of us, it involves a couple of drinks. You know, we're not advocating for it, but some of you, that is your lifestyle, like us. But we all have those things to do in the next morning. We're getting older, Al. You know, I'm not a young whippersnapper anymore. I can't just bounce back like a rubber band like that. You know what I mean? You know, you got to work out, you got to do your errands, you got your family stuff. And again, it's the holiday time, so the family stuff does pile up. So that's why I use Z-Biotics, pre-alcohol probiotic drink. This is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic designed by PhD scientists. Here's the science. When you drink, your body creates an unwanted byproduct in the gut. Z-Biotics is engineered to break that byproduct down so you can wake up feeling good and ready to go. Just make sure your first drink of the night, take care of yourself, hydrate, and you're setting yourself up for a better tomorrow. Make sure it is your first drink of the night. I used it before. It's on a recent night out. Next morning, I was good to go. Went to the watch party, had to bounce back the next morning and handle some responsibilities. And I was good, man. Got my workout in, got some work done, got some content in. No issues, and made a noticeable difference, man. So if you want to feel your best during the busiest time of the year, grab some Z-Biotics. Just go to zbiotics.com/KFTV and use code KFTV for 15% off your order. Once again, that's zbiotics.com/KFTV. Make the most of every toast this holiday season. Just don't forget your Z-Biotics. All right, Al, next time you go to the bayou, make sure you bring a vial, man. Z-Biotics, baby.
I'm taking a briefcase, man. The way that it goes down there from Mardi Gras.
There you go. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. You're messing with the grenades, the hurricanes, and all of that. I'm telling you, man, you may feel like you're young. You know, you always make fun of me because I'm old. Watch when it catches up to you. There's going to be a day after your birthday, whatever it is, your 30X odd birthday, when that night is going to be a night you remember for all the wrong reasons. And you're going to call me, you're going to say, bro, it's time. It is time. I'm going to say, did you drink your Z-Biotics? And we'll see.
It's time for Z-Biotics.
It's time for some
It's time.
It's time for some Z-Biotics, buddy.
It is time.
It was a good, I guess, bounce back game for the most part. You could definitely tell like the legs were probably a little shot after, especially in the second half. The pace was a little bit slower, but I still glad they got the job done. I like Carl for not settling for a lot of threes, like you mentioned earlier, taking advantage of the size difference there I thought was nice. Starting to also realize like Jordan Clarkson, the shooting's coming down to the mean a little bit. I feel like he's been struggling shooting the ball recently, but had some nice, floaters. And also I saw Ariel Huck-Porty somehow won defensive player of the game. He fouled out in like 10 minutes and he set like 3 illegal moving screens, but I guess they just wanted to maybe change it up a little bit.
Yeah, shout out to Huck, man. Shout out to Huck. They probably were going to give it to McCall. McCall was like, you know what? Let's give Huck some shine. So here he is. We're about to pull it up right now. Shout out to Huckamania, baby. Ariel Huck-Porty takes home the Timbs and the construction hat. There we go. Where's Cap? Do we see Cap creeping in the background? I think I see him. Well, we're going to have to zoom in on this picture, but I think I see Cap back there. The roommate's back there having a good time with it. Hey, even more important than this, Al, you see Landry Shamet, man. He's got his hands in his pockets. Shamet's looking all right, man. Hopefully that's a good sign. No sling. He's cooling. It's a nice gear. He's got the drip on.
Got the chucks. Look at that, man.
Yeah, shout out to Shamet, man. Came to the Garden well dressed and hey, looks to be in good spirits. So we'll see. Hopefully that's a good sign. But shout out to Huck, man. Congratulations to Huckamania. 2 blocks in this one and takes home the construction Timbs and the hard hat.